Hello everyone. In this video today we're going to be taking a look at an article from The Hill that was published on October 5th and written by Joe Uchill. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Democrat calls for Senate hearings on alleged NSA hack. I love how the title reads like this and then the first sentence, the opening sentence, declares that there was hacking and it was done by Russia through its tonality and the fact that it declares that there was hacking by Russia. It's actually kind of funny. And before we get into this, I just got to say, as someone who lives in New Hampshire, I have never, ever, ever, ever met anyone that likes Senator Shaheen. And when I say I've never met anyone, I literally mean I have never met anyone. And I've talked to a lot of people in this state, and we don't understand how the hell she gets elected. Maybe the fix, because it's the only way, because everyone hates her. We hated her as governor because she did a lot of things that the people of the state did not like. You know, when you try to, put in a sales tax in a tax-free state because your Democrat buddies in Maine and Massachusetts are pissed that they're losing out on the sales tax revenue, you piss off a lot of people. When you literally use as a human shield a kindergarten child to justify a tax hike, people hate you. Especially because it was using it for education. It was a tax hike on cigarettes, okay? And this was to try to appease, again, Maine and Massachusetts Democrats who were losing out on money because cigarettes were cheaper in New Hampshire, and New Hampshire was making out on this. So she literally came up with the most conniving way to guilt people into voting for a tax. Now, she didn't get the full tax she wanted, but she still got a tax increase. And it kind of appeased her Democrat buddies. So she's pissed off a lot of people doing these types of things, and yet then she gets somehow elected to U.S. Senate. This is when people are going, we can't stand her, we want her out as governor, and then, oh yeah, let's elect her to Washington. Bullshit. I don't trust the fact that she's legitimate. Okay? I never have. A lot of people here in the state have never trusted the fact that she's legitimate in that office. Anyway, let's get into this, where I've gone off my little rant about Shaheen. Senator Shaheen called for hearings Thursday on an alleged theft of National Security Agency hacking tools and other files by Russian state-sponsored hackers. Now, it was never declared who hacked this. Everything is Russia. It's getting to a point where when someone on the left says Russia, I literally have this mental picture of Jan from the Brady Bunch, okay, going, Russia, 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 like instead of Marsha, 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 okay, because that's how asinine this shit is. There's absolutely no proof that Russia hacked this. There's actually hacked this. Considering the NSA is going to be more than smart enough to keep these tools off of a network that's connected to the internet. To say that Russia hacked that, okay, if you can find a way to hack into them via the internet and then find a way when there's no network connection to then hack from one machine to that secure network that's separate, if you can find a way to do that, okay, in reality, you should earn the Nobel Prize, which makes this impossible. Please excuse the motorcycle in the background. It's nice out and I've got the windows open. But yeah, this is literally a bullshit. We got to come up with some Russia thing because the fallacy we created with Russia and the election is falling apart. So we got to find another thing to blame Russia for. That's what this is. It's fucking disgusting, too. In a letter to the leadership of Armed Services Committee, on which Shaheen serves, she wrote, I urge you to expeditiously schedule a hearing to receive testimony from administration officials, including NSA Director Admiral Michael Rogers, about the nature of the security breach and what the federal government is doing to prevent future incidents. Well, considering, as I said, and this was kind of admitted, that this stuff was kept on a secure network separate from any networks that would have connectivity to the internet, this was an inside job. This is no different than the DNC Podesta email leaks being an inside job. You know, that was Seth Rich. We don't know who did the NSA stuff, but it was someone on the inside. But because someone on the inside, okay, had to release this, all right, they don't want to admit that they've got people that are disenfranchised within our intelligence community that see the things that they are doing and find them reprehensible. Because what the NSA tools have allowed for them to do, okay, depending on the operating system, Windows seems to be the worst affected, Mac OS, and then Linux. What they've managed to do is find ways to take advantage of exploits that, allow for them to gain full access or operate equipment, like say a webcam or a microphone, and spy on people. I find that reprehensible. If I worked in the NSA, I would have probably been one of the ones who leaked it. Just saying. I mean, that's what they don't want to admit. That, you know, they ignore the fact that they're using these tools on Americans. Just ignore that fact that they're using these exploits on Americans. Well, nothing to see there. It was Russia. This is the type of mentality that they have going on with this. And Shaheen is just the typical, you know, Hitlery friggin' disciple Democrat. She really is. And she's pushing this fake Russian narrative and trying to draw people's attention away from what the NSA was doing to, Americans? I mean, this is disgusting. The Wall Street Journal reported that Russian hackers used Kaspersky Labs antivirus software to identify valuable files on an NSA contractor's home computer in 2015, which they would go on to steal. This was complete bullshit. There's absolutely no proof of this. Okay? This was the Wall Street Journal with anonymous sources pushing the Russian narrative being part of the MSM. That's what that was. Kaspersky has denied involvement, and there was no evidence Kaspersky was aware of its software being used in the scheme. Because there's absolutely no proof. Kaspersky completely... I love how you misrepresent what Kaspersky did. Because Kaspersky completely denied that there was a breach of their software. Because there was no breach. And they proved it. But you're going, they're Russian, and we can't trust them, so they got to be lying. This is the mentality that you're trying to push here. It's complete bullshit. Kaspersky said, no, our software has not been exploited. Okay? They are not using this to gain access. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is so fucked up. The narrative that they're trying to push here. According to the Journal story, the NSA was unaware of the hack until the spring of last year. Oh, yeah, right. No, all of this stuff is kept on secure systems within the NSA. They don't just let this stuff go out with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. All right? You have their computer geeks, their hackers, in secure areas, in secure facilities, using these tools. Okay? They don't allow people to just walk out with a laptop, which should go to show you how full of shit they are, how much of a fallacy this story is. Anyone who's had family that's worked with, say, the Department of Defense, any branch of government where you have to have a security clearance, okay, or if you've done it yourself, you know that this is complete bullshit because they just don't allow this shit to walk out the door. They don't. Well, unless you're Hillary Clinton, and then they let you get away with, you know, all this illegal shit, and somehow you keep coming out smelling like a rose for some stupid friggin' reason. I mean, this is such bullshit. The Department of Homeland Security ordered federal agencies to cease using Kaspersky Lab products in September, but did not reveal any intelligence indicating specific involvement in any security breach. Exactly. So you're just basically admitting there's absolutely nothing here. Because, well, they're saying to stop using it to push their narrative, but they haven't shown any proof that it was used. Thank you for pointing that out, even though you're trying not to. Shaheen has been heavily involved in reducing Kaspersky Labs' federal footprint and has described the software as a severe security risk. Oh my God, one of the best virus utilities out there is a threat to security. It's a security risk. I love the shit that comes out of Shaheen's mouth. And it is shit, because we've learned here in New Hampshire, if her lips are moving, she's spewing shit. Holy mother. Oh my God. Kaspersky Labs has always been known as one of the best virus software offerings out there. I actually ran it for a while when I bought a laptop from Best Buy, and part of the package deal was Kaspersky Labs. I liked it. This is just basically trying to villainize anyone who's Russian and try to push this fake Russian narrative. Thank God the Dems didn't get control of the House or the Senate, and thank Christ. I'm not even religious. I'm more agnostic. But thank Christ that Hillary did not become president. Because if she had, we'd all be, you know, dying of radiation sickness, glowing in the dark, vaporized, or dead in some other way at this point. Because she would have started World War III with Russia. She would have. I mean, this is some messed up shit. Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia. It's fucking ridiculous. In an earlier statement after the Journal released its story, Shaheen wrote, "This development should serve as a stark warning, not to just the federal government, but to states, local governments, and the American public, of the serious dangers of using Kaspersky software." Because a baseless claim with absolutely no proof was made. Stop using Kaspersky. Oh my God, the shit that comes out of her mouth, it's literally that. It's just, she spews shit. I hope to Christ we get her out of office the next time she's up, which I believe she's on the off year. So she might be the 2018, because she wasn't in the last one. So yeah, because the other one was Ayo. We got to get this bitch out. We got to get this bitch gone. Oh my God. This is some fucked up shit. The House Science, Space, and Technology Committee announced hearings on Kaspersky Lab software, at which the company founder and head Eugene Kaspersky was set to testify that were to take place last week. Those hearings were postponed. Yes, you want to know why? Because he probably showed up, or was planning to show up, I should say, with overwhelming evidence to show that they're full of shit. And they went, and they freaked out, and they said, "Oh, no, we're postponing." Because Kaspersky, he don't fuck around. Eugene Kaspersky don't fuck around. All right? If he's going there to testify, he's making sure he's got all of his bases covered. Like he did when he was doing his interviews, okay? Because when they try to make him look bad and make Kaspersky look bad, he has literally made the reporters, okay, if you want to call them that. I mean, it's a term I'm using very loosely here. These hatchet artists, and I wouldn't even use that term, artist, okay. I mean, that's a term I'm using very loosely there again. But yeah, these little shitbricks have gone and tried to make them look bad, and all they've done is made themselves look bad. And the whole thing is, these members of the House did not want to look like fucking morons. Because Kaspersky would have schooled them. He would have bitch slapped them verbally. He would have, like, tooled them around. I mean, it would have been a fucking show. All right? I mean, it would have been pop a bag of popcorn, kick back, relax, and watch him school them. I mean, literally. So, the thing is, we need to get over this Russia stuff. We need to just start worrying about America and Americans. That was the whole point of MAGA. That was the whole point of why people voted for Trump. And if 1/10 of the effort and energy that's being spent to push this Russian narrative was put towards that, you would shit yourself at the type of stuff that could be done and get done. This is ridiculous. Enough with the Russia stuff, okay? You're all Jan Brady, okay? Russia is Marsha. We get it. Russia, Russia, Russia. We get it. Okay? You're jealous. You're gels. We get it. Grow up. Anyway, I think I've covered this well enough, and I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.